Hello, everybody. How are we all? My God, does it really seem like 2 weeks since we last had an issue? Wow. Anyway, how is everybody? I've gone and put my issue. Here it is. So this is issue 47 that we are building today. It looks a really big one. However, before we start, let's introduce my absolutely awesome co-host. You probably forgot what he's looked like because he wasn't here last week, but here he is, Horlicks.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone? Yeah, I'm glad to be back now. Yeah, I was really upset that I missed last week, really, because I was really looking forward to that, but I had things pop up this end. So yeah, but I'm back now, so this is my time to de-stress. I've had a stressful week.
Yeah, there we go with the Alton Tower. Oh, it's the Alton Towers mug.
Yeah.
I've had a bad couple of days. In fact, it's got that bad. I've had 4 bars of Snickers and I'm still an arsehole. So right. So the chat has been quite lively before the stream started, and I thought I was kind of looking at it and I'm thinking that's really good because we've had a few people come in and hang out before the show starts. Which is brilliant. That's what it's all about. But I want to address the main question right at the beginning, just so we get it over and done with. There's 2 issues, actually. One is there seems to be a few people reporting that they've not had issues this week. Obviously, there's nothing that we can do about that, but obviously it's a real shame if they haven't come into the newsagents. Obviously, you wouldn't. That's not a personal thing for you, Horlicks, because you get your issues subscription, don't you?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I say unfortunately, fortunately, that wouldn't affect you. The second thing I've heard, now I've not been keeping up to date with Facebook the last 24 hours, mainly because I've been working today. But apparently the seats that we get this week don't match with the seats that we've already installed. That I know absolutely nothing about, but obviously by the end of tonight, we will know. I was also asked the question, what will we do if they don't match? And the only answer I really have got is I hope that they do match. So, but yeah, that's really the only answer I can give you. I suppose we could look at some way of recovering all of them.
Yes, because someone has done that, haven't they? I can't remember who it was, but
Jason, I can't remember his Facebook name. Is it Jason? Do you know, I am really terrible with names. And I've got a third topic. And I've got a feeling that you may not know about this, Horlicks, but as you know, we have on my channel 2 moderators. One is Horlicks. The other moderator, Love Minis, is celebrating a birthday today. And I don't know if anybody else remembered. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Love Minis. Happy birthday to you. From the world's best singers ever.
Get that quiet, Love Minis. Mind you, I suppose you wouldn't go around boasting about it. I don't. It's just another day for me.
I get like that. Yeah, so I'm just opening my issue now. I have absolutely no idea what we're looking at. Not a problem, Love Minis. We love you loads. Everybody does. So I don't know what to think because this is a massive issue this week. This actually looks roughly workload. It looks like the first 2 issues that we've had with seats rolled into one. So sort of the moaning, I almost feel bad about moaning about last week's figure. When you look at like last week and this week, you might go, well, you had quite a lot to do. But I still am moany because in the month of December, we didn't build anything that we've not built before for the whole month. So I'm going to let that one go into history. So this is this week, and I've got a horrible feeling I'm missing a part because I can only see one seat support. How many seat supports should I have? You know that little, where are we? Got off the cameras now. Do you know that little silver bit there? I can only find one. Is that how many I'm supposed to have?
I suppose we'll find out when we open the mag.
Yeah. Well, I've only got one, and I've got two big seats. Look. So, oh no, found it. Whoa, it's hidden on the side there, with loads of JP screws. So, and I still don't get to use my 3-in-1 oil. I bought that ages ago, so I'm a bit disappointed by that. We were going on for weeks, weren't we, about not using washing up liquid, and I was going to replace it. So, shall we do the necessaries?
Yes, I think just before we do that, I'm just going to say hello to everyone.
Yeah, that'll give me a chance just to sort of organise my parts a little bit.
Yeah. So hello to, I hope I don't miss anyone out. Johnson Hazel, Stuart Sullivan, Steve Lee, Ian Bedson, hello. Dan Simpson, Roger Kendall's here, hello. Mark Osborne, Steve Lee. So that's Stuart Sullivan, hello, good evening. Mark, Dave Milne, hello. I hope I don't forget anyone. I get in trouble when I forget someone.
I must admit, lovely as everybody is, if you do forget them, they do get a bit narky, don't they?
Stuart Sullivan, hello again. Sol James Turbrady, I hope I said that right.
Oh, James Trubrady.
Tubrady.
He's one of my R2 buddies.
Ah, hello. Paul, Dave Say, hello. Dave Milne, Dave Fenn, Wayne, Fleetwood J, hello. Yes, we got. That's it, I think. Oh, Alan Ware, hello. And if I have missed anyone, I'm sorry. Yes, I did have a good Christmas, Roger. Thank you. Quiet one. And Johnson, thank you. Missed you last week, Horlicks. And yeah, I think that's it.
Fantastic. So, did everyone else have a good Christmas?
Lucas, hello. Chris Davies, you missed me. No, I did say you, promise.
Give him a special mention now.
Yeah. Hello, Chris Davies. How are you? No, I know what it is. I know because I think you bought something up, Penny, and maybe it got drowned out.
What do you do, Steve Lee? Are you in one of these highly respected jobs, but no one actually cares about you? Like care work. I feel sorry for the care workers over Christmas. I had a great time. I had a day off. Paid. I had 2 days off, actually, paid. New Year's Day and Christmas Day. And it was great. But obviously you get like care workers and, people don't stop being ill just because it's Christmas or New Year. So, yeah, the poor buggers have to work. And most of them don't get any extra for it, do they? Oh, someone's ding. Oh, worked. Oh, Newcastle Airport. Yeah, I suppose you're even more busy then, aren't you? Right. So, would you like to do the magazine?
Yes, let's do the magazine.
Seeing as that is kind of what we're here for.
Yeah. So,
hang on, I have a bit of an emergency going on now. Where is my Aurea screwdriver? Has been so good to me over the holidays. It was very good to me Sunday when my chair fell apart. I'll show you this. You can all feel sorry for me now. This is now my chair. That's it. Because my chair fell apart. and I bought a new one, and I didn't have a lot of money, so I had just bought the cheapest half decent one I could. So what's that? Hey, there's a joke for you. What's this? Any guesses?
Money.
No, it's the world's smallest violin playing the world's saddest song.
Oh.
It's what I always say to people. Someone gives me a heartbreaking story, I'll go, "What's that?" And they'll go, "Don't know." I'll go, "It's the world's smallest violin playing the world's saddest song."
Oh no, I think everyone's winding me up now because I said Paul, I said hello, and they're all saying I've missed them.
Paul 61 says, "You missed me, Horlicks. I'm devastated." But you didn't miss them as much as we missed you.
Oh no,
Did there?
just being polite. Yeah, you're just being polite.
We did miss you. I mean, the show just almost fell apart. It was just a good job we had Dave.
Well, it looks all right to me.
Yeah, it was so much
did a brilliant job.
We had it organised, didn't we, Dave? I've just spotted a name pop up, Christine UK. Do I know that name, Christine UK? Right.
I think she was here not last week. The week I was last on, possibly. Hello, Christine. Anyway.
Or you'll have to forgive me. I've got the burpees now because I've just had something to eat. I came home from work and I'm like, I've got to eat, and all I had was oh, love Millie's is saying we'll have to do a donation drive for a proper chair. Oh, yeah. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this. Is the part list, and what I'll do is I'll switch back to my view so that we can have a look as Horlicks calls them out. I will just jump ahead though, and I'm just going to pop the JP screws into my little JP screw pot.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to say hello to Adrian Langley.
I just had a slip and I've just tossed all the screws all over the worktop.
Oh, I did that the other day. Yeah. Good job we got spares, eh?
It's a good job I got an Oreo screwdriver with the magnetic end. Right, okay, I'm ready whenever you are then.
Right, okay, so 47A is a left seat frame.
Right, so hang on, let me get my right. So 47A, now that's going to be this one because it's got L written on it, as you can see. So pretty much what we're used to there. Okay, and that's plastic.
Okay, 47B is the right seat frame.
Okay, and that's pretty much exactly the same, except it's been popped to the mirror and a little R on the side. So I'll show you the two side by side. That looks a little bit, maybe it's just the angle I'm looking at it, but it looks a little bit warped. No, I'm sure that is. Does that look a little bit off to you? But then this one is as well. So maybe it's meant to. Oh, that's odd. Right, okay.
Okay, 47C. Yeah, there should be 2 seat supports.
Or 1, 2. Support.
Brilliant. 47D is a left seat cushion.
47D is a left seat cushion, so I'm going to guess that's these two here, or one of these two. I
think
possibly that's not that one.
It's that one, yeah.
I'm sure we're going to figure it out if I am wrong.
Yeah, if you turn it round the other way. No, sorry, round. So, yeah, like that. You can see the corner on the right-hand side at the bottom. And then one's the left-hand side slightly more squarer than the right-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, we'll put them. I mean, if, for example, if we tried to put that there, that's obviously not going to fit, is it? So we'll, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so, yeah, so 47E is obviously the left seat backrest.
And that's looking like not that one. That's looking like that one. Okay.
Okay, 47F is the right seat cushion,
which I think is going to be this one. There's only 4 pieces that have got this solid bit down there. So that would leave this one as being 47G.
yeah, right seat backrest.
Okay, so these 4 pieces here, hang on, that one, that one, that one, and that one, between them are 47D, 47E, F, and G.
Okay.
Because they've got this solid bit down, whereas the rest don't.
Okay. 47H is the left rear seat frame.
Okay. I don't know at this stage how to tell these apart. I can't see any obvious ways. They do look identical to me. So we'll go with this one. Obviously, if it's not the right one, we know it's not going to fit properly, is it?
No.
So, hello, Sensei Yang. How are you? So,
okay, 47I is the left footrest.
okay, and again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell the difference between these. Oh, there you go. This has got an L on it. So this is the left. And that's plastic, painted. Can you believe that's plastic? I'm going to just quickly, as we know there's an L on there, let's just quickly double check this. See if I can see any L's or R's. No. Okay, that's troubling me. But if they are identical, then they'll fit either way, won't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm not going to worry about that for now.
Okay.
So
47J is obviously the right rear seat frame.
Yeah.
So the other one.
Yep.
Okay. 47J is the 47K is the right footrest.
Which is this one with an R on it. Somewhere. There we go. And that's exactly the same as the left, but oh, you can see the difference on these two, where the little notches is obviously what that's going to line up, so that when they're, I don't know if they go that way or that way, but the details are in the same place on each one. So that's obviously got something to do with the wheel arch or whatever is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next piece.
Okay, so L is protector plates.
Now these, I did have a little feel of these. These are absolutely smashing. These are, you know, you get that sort of corrugated iron type stuff, especially in warehouses. They feel exactly the same, but obviously smaller. They are, the feel is just absolutely identical. And they're almost like a fine bit of sandpaper. Hey, Chris, how are you? Our favourite person at the moment.
Hello, Chris. All right. Fashionably late as normal.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so next is...
Okay, M is the rear seat cushion times 4.
Okay, I think that's M's and that's N's. But again, we won't know until we fit them. But that certainly looks like the rears and those the front. I'm guessing these are all identical and they're identical.
Yeah, so obviously N is the rear seat backrest.
Yeah.
And we should have loads of 46 JP screws.
Right, that's interesting. I'm going to check the packaging because I only got 1 bag of screws. And I'm pretty sure there wasn't 46 screws in there. They normally come in bags of 12, don't they? I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to be short screws. And I didn't count them, unfortunately. But they're all the screws I've got. So, but there were screws in there before I started. So I don't think they put 46 in a bag.
Has any fallen underneath any of those cushions in there? Because we haven't.
Well, I did have a little look upside down, held it upside down, but without actually tipping it out. Oh, That's exactly what I tried to avoid. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? Which is probably just as well. No, but I've had all of these pieces out anyway. I've just rechecked the packaging because it comes in a big. Oh, hang on! Aha! There's another bag. So that was hidden quite well. So let's open this bag and let's see how many we've got in there, and then
Yeah.
we know that that's going to be roughly twice as many in there. I don't think there's going to be 20 odd in there. So let's find a place we can put screws.
So hopefully, though, if there is 23 in there, then we're good.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I've just got a great idea of where to put them. There we go. That's quite convenient, isn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, possibly 24.
Yeah. And you
So,
read it to the packet, so that's 46. Good.
lovely. Did everybody else get 2 bags? I would assume everybody's got the same number of packets, and they wouldn't package them 23 for me and 17 for someone else and 3 bags of 12 and whatnot. Right. So first stage of the magazine. Right, we're going to need the floor again, aren't we? So I'll get that ready. Oh, I've got sore legs today. I've done 2 duties today where they're just so busy. You're non-stop. So I end up doing my second half, 5 hours driving, pretty much non-stop. And it really does play havoc with your legs. Right. So I'll put my flooring there, and I think I've got enough space to work there. So would you like to show us what we're... Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Looks like cinema, someone said. Chris Campling.
Chris Camp, yeah, cinema.
Yeah. So do you want to show us what we're going to be doing on the first stage?
Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take the left seat frame, 47A, and the left seat backrest, 47E, and then we're going to fit them into the frame and then fix in place with 2 JP screws.
Okie dokie.
And that is the first step of step 1.
Right, so 47A is the left seat frame. So without stating the obvious, that's the one with the L on it. And then we're going to be doing, I think it's this one, but I might be wrong. So we'll give that a test fit. And I can see that that's wrong. So like I said, it's going to be one or the other, isn't it? It's not that one either. I think it might have been that one. I might have just put it in the wrong way. So, oh, actually, it could be that one. Oh, there we go. That's a lovely fit. So that's 47E. So 2 JP screws.
Yep.
And we're only going to need the one head. So we'll get, right, that's fine. So I'll just drop a load in here, I think, because we're going to get through them all, aren't we? So JP screw. So usual procedure. Just pop it in enough just so that it grabs. And then pop the other side in. Okay, I'm happy with that. And the little locating peg has come all the way through. And I think that looks something remotely like the magazine. There's the solid bit and there's the solid bit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So step 2 of step 1 is to take the left seat cushion 47D and fit it into part 47A, fix in place again with 2 JP screws.
Okay. So I think that will be this one. So we'll have a test fit. Does that look right to you?
Yes.
Rounded bit there, rounded bit there. That's the inside. Okay, I'll go with that then.
And the pattern matches.
I think when they said about the pattern, I said I think they were referring to this versus the ones that we've already installed. So we will find that out. Ooh.
Oh, sorry, no, I meant that the backrest and the seat cushion itself. You've got the
yeah.
stripe.
Okay, that screw doesn't want to go in there. Now it does. I must have just popped it in the wrong place. Perhaps didn't have. Yeah, I think Chris Campling said the locating pegs might help. I think the locating peg is key, really. Now, my my baby computer seems to be buffering, so but I seem to be getting the chat okay, so I can't actually see my monitor. So I don't know if that's going to cause an issue, but I'm going to warn you now in case it does. Right. Okay. So are you happy with that?
Yeah, that looks brilliant.
Okay.
Okay, so next we're going to take one of the seat supports, 47C, and fix to the underside of the seat frame, 47A, with 2 JP screws.
Lovely. So this is basically exactly the same as we've been doing so far. And we've got a lot more to come of these, haven't we? By coincidence, I got that seat support in first time. I will show you, actually. If you put the seat support the wrong way, you see it doesn't want to fit. But if you put it in the correct way, you've got 2 screw holes and a locating peg, and you've got 2 screw holes and a hole. If you put it in correct way round, it locks in.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the funniest incident today, which was I had a guy, I was traveling down this road and there was 2 parked articulated lorries on the opposite side with a big gap in the middle. So this guy in a Land Rover coming towards me, he decides to pass the first truck. Now, I thought he was going to pull into the gap, which is exactly what I would have done. You kind of creep as much as you can, don't you? But he didn't. He went straight past the gap. So I hit the gap. I hit the brakes. And now I'm come face to face with this Land Rover. None of us are prepared to move. He won't move. I can't move. Right. Now, all the while, I'm really impressed with how I'm keeping my cool. How does that look?
Yeah, that looks brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shall we just go straight into stage 2? Because we know it's going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Right.
All exactly the same. So.
Except it's a little bit on the opposite mirrory bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm keeping my cool and I'm going, well, I can't move my bus backwards. And he's like, well, I can't move my Land Rover. And he walked off. And I went, that's all right, mate. I said, I'm on the clock. So he's getting all agitated. He comes back a couple of minutes later. I got my passengers kind of, some of them are worried and some of them are laughing and I'm laughing away. Anyway, he comes back and he starts taking pictures on his mobile phone of the bus and of me. So I'm just pulling funny faces at him. And I just think the whole thing's funny. And then he's taken pictures of his Land Rover on the wrong side of the road. So eventually he moves back into this gap. So I pull forward he sees me pulling forward, so he decides to drive forward himself at speed. And I'm like, the world, my life did actually flash in front of my eyes, but it was just hilarious, and it's just weird. But that's Newport for you. So this seat is obviously easier because we're using the parts that are left, because we know this one fitted okay. These are the only parts that are left. So they're going in nice and easy. Oh, that was in all right. The screw kind of slipped in the hole, and I thought maybe it went out of alignment, but it actually went into alignment. So, and then yesterday I'm traveling down this little bit of dual carriageway. It's only a short stretch, and this car flies past me on the inside, cuts into my lane, hits the brakes really hard. I hit my brakes really hard. Now, I think I hit the guy. I'm still convinced I did, but he just looked at me and just called me a few choice words, which I don't really want to repeat on this stream, and then drove off. And then when I pulled into the next bus stop, I checked the damage to my bus, and there was no damage. So I don't know, maybe I didn't hit him, but it's been a weird couple of days. I had a kiddie last week offering me out on a fight. Obviously not face to face, because children don't do that. They do it from a safe distance of half a mile away, don't they?
Mm.
Which I thought was hilarious. And some kid, when the kids get on, they're all trying to be served at once, and I absolutely refuse to serve more than one person. So I'm telling him, I said, get back here. I said, you wait turn. All right, stop with the attitude. I said, I'll give you attitude, shall I? And I just grabbed his day ticket. I screwed it up in a ball and threw it out the door. And I said, now that's attitude. So there you go. That's that seat done.
Brilliant.
Oh, Johnson Hazel's bringing in rumours. I can categorically, Johnson Hazel, say that question, as you've worded it, is it true you're bringing Mike Anderson on next week? As you've worded it there, no, is the answer. Yeah, that's the thing, Chris. People do not like to be told they're in the wrong. This is why I'm naming this guy Di Jones. I'll give you my back. Love Minnie's got balloons and a box of chocolates. I don't know if you remember, but I asked you all to perhaps think about a backstory for your little figure. So I've come up with mine. You'll love mine. So what is the next stage then, Mr. Horlicks?
Okay, so we are now going to fit them onto the deck of the bus.
Okay.
So fit the seat frame 47A in place at the back left of the forward facing group of seats. Position the support 47C over the holes in the floor and screw it in place with 2 JP screws.
Lovely. So this one, whichever one this one is, the one from the first stage, that's obviously going to go on to this side, because as you can see, it matches up with the obviously this one. A, if you put it in, A, it doesn't match, and B, the seat doesn't sit properly. So that one's obviously going to go there. Okay, so if I remember rightly, the way we did this was with a little bit of care. But if we tilt this, because we've got some support from some seats, obviously this is a lot sturdier than it was after the first week. But when we did it the first time, it was held up by 2. So I'm just trying to keep an eye on the chat as well. Right, so I'll pop this one in. And this is, I think it's just starting it that's always going to be the harder one, isn't it?
Mm.
So maybe if I do it that way. Oops, that doesn't work either. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see both sides of this. Oh, there we go. Right, so I'm actually shoving the screw through the hole, and then I'm going to marry it up on here, and I'm just going to screw that in just enough to bite. I think that's the easier way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Right. And be careful when holding these seats, because although these seat supports do feel like they're going to give quite a bit of support, they are plastic. They'll give support downwards, but they won't give support sideways. So that's what you've got to be careful of. Oh, I also had my favorite request today, my favorite question. People do come out with some daft questions. And one of the best ones, one of my favorites, and I treat it with sarcasm, as I always do, but I actually treated it with so much sarcasm, it went straight over her head. And what this woman asked me was, do you stop at the next stop? Okay, I thought that one might get a bit of a giggle from you. So the answer I gave was, yes, madam, not only do I stop at the next stop, but I also stop at the one after that as well.
Sorry, no, I'm just
You were admiring the build, weren't you?
no, I'm just on the chat.
Oh, you weren't. You weren't.
No, I'm on the chat. I'm just trying to write something.
Okay, I'm a little bit worried. A couple of these screws, they want to. Oh, that one's okay. Right, those screws went in fine, but this one, it suffered from the old. What do you call it when they strip, and you can just keep screwing them forever. So I thought I'll stop where they are. So there we go. We have an almost full lower deck. So that's starting to look decent now, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks good.
Right.
All a bit wonky donkey at the moment, but obviously by the time it gets screwed onto the, it'll sort it all out.
There's no point me pulling the seats about because they'll just spring back.
Yeah, or snap, worst case.
Oh, Chris has just said you should have said no, not today. When people ask me if I go to centre, even though my bus says city centre on the front, I often say to them, no, we get very, very close to the city centre, but then we do a U-turn and go to Blackpool. And they do mostly see the funny side of that. Right, should we have a look at stage 5?
Let's look at stage 5. So, we're going to be working on the bench seats, aren't we? So, take the right rear seat frame, 47J, and fit the 2 back cushions, 47N, to the back of the seat, and then fit each cushion in place with 2 JP screws inserted from the back.
Okay. Right.
That's the first part of that.
Okay, so my theory is, I don't actually know which ones of these are fronts and backs. I'm guessing these are the backs, but if I get them wrong, they won't fit, will they? These want to fit, but I can't find the relevant holes. Maybe they're wrong. I just can't line them up. They do look right, don't they? I just can't find the holes. Ah, no. Oh, maybe they're not fitting. try it in this one. There we go. Right, that one's gone in fine. I think I'm just struggling to find the hole. My eyes are not young anymore. I think that's the problem I've got. But now we've got one in. There we go. Ah, there we go. That's him. Right, so I'm going to hold these as best I can. And I'm going to put one screw in to each, just enough to hold it in, rather than doing one cushion. And the reason for that is I've got it in now. So I want it to stay in, otherwise I might have that trouble all over again. Some of you may find that yours goes in really easily. But I don't think it was a bad fit. I think it was just my eyes aren't brilliant. And I am still wearing my driving glasses for doing this. Oh, I didn't think that was going in. Right, that's one seat cushion fitted properly. Now, why is it these seats, as much as I can remember, these were the coolest seats, but were actually the most uncomfortable?
Yeah, I remember that when I was a kid, get on the bus, I always used to dash for them ones.
Yeah, because what would happen is you would get thrown up and down the seat as the bus accelerated and decelerated.
I think it was more for me that I could like have a good view out the window, maybe.
Except that all you could see from the bench seats was the bench seats opposite.
Well, yeah, I
know the absolute seat you had to go for was the top deck at the front. That was the ultimate.
Yeah. If it was a double decker, but to be honest, like where I used to live, there wasn't that many double deckers on that route. There was one or two, depending on the time of the day. But often it was just a single bus. But I haven't been on a bus for years.
Right, okay, so what's the next stage?
Okay, so now we're going to fit the two seat cushions 47M to the seat of part 47J, fixing each in place with two JP screws. Lovely.
Okay, so that's obviously got to be these two because there's 4 of these and only 2 of those. Oops. The screwdriver decided to go for a little roll. Right. Oh, that's nice. That's the basic but effective seats that I remember of the old double deckers. Oops. Well, at least we've not got to worry about these screws showing, have we?
No. Yeah, it'll still be interesting. What do you really think, your heart? Do you think they're going to be left? Or do you think they're going to have something to cover?
They're going to be covered. They've got to be covered. They have to be, don't they? Because it's one thing to have wooden floors that don't really look realistically wooden, but at least they're brown. But for seats to have a massive hole in the back, that's because you got to remember this this screw is 3 millimeters across, so that means in real life that would translate up to something like that, wouldn't it? You know, you would have a big circle like that in the back of a seat. Oh.
Well, I was just to ask a question, anyone who knows. On the chat, right, now and again, like Jonathan Hazel mentioned me in a message, but it comes up in brackets, message retracted. Does that mean, what does that mean?
Message retracted, it's it's something that only moderators can see. So YouTube has a certain amount of auto settings.
Right.
So if it thinks that, say for example, there someone might say a swear word or something that's on your block list or YouTube's recommended block list. So it's sort of the message sits there and it waits for you to say yes or no to it.
Oh, right, yeah, this just says message retracted, and I've got no options. But
all right, okay, it might well
yeah.
be the message that I played with earlier on, or we don't forget we've got Love Minis as well. Love Minis is one of the best moderators I've ever seen because you don't see what she does; it just it happens.
Yeah,
and you know the analogy I always use is I know not all of you are into football, but if you notice the referee in a football match, it's a bad referee. If the match goes on and you don't really notice the referee, you know the referee has been good. And that's always the case with Love Minis. You don't really, in fact, I bet there's a couple of people out there going, oh, is Love Minis a moderator? I didn't even know. And that, you know, is a good moderator. Right, so how's that look to you?
Yeah, that looks brilliant.
I think that looks super smash and lovely. Look what you could have won. Why is it always a speedboat?
So now you're gonna have to print like some mini money so you can like shove it down the middle of the seat.
Yeah, some mini crisp packets and things.
Yeah, a little
No,
5p.
I'm not going to print money because we didn't have plastic money back in those days.
A bus ticket that you can shove down the back of the seat and.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And a packet of bonbons.
So now you're going to repeat those steps to fit the back cushions and seat cushions on the left.
Sure. Oh, does that actually say repeat?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, then. Fair enough, then. So why did he do it for this bubblegum under the seat? Yeah. Hello, World of Wayne. How are you? What an honour.
Hello, World of Wayne.
Right, so same again. I don't know if you're interested in buses, World of Wayne, but you've really missed a good build with this. I'm actually looking forward to comparing these seats to the ones we've already installed because of the match issues. I mean, like I say, I've not really been watching Facebook today, but that's mainly because of work. Right, so again, first one in, just enough to grab. That one didn't want to go in for some reason. And then the second one can go in all of the way.
Fleetwood J's really working on the idea with stuff down the seats.
Yeah, we know Fleetwood J's onto everything, don't we?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Fleetwood
J stuff is just amazing. Have you seen that he's now got his third figure? Is it eBay you got it from? There we go. That's the first one in. This build, Wayne, I'll give you a quick catch up. It can, I think it's probably the same as the DeLorean. There are parts that are quite frustrating. Doing pretty much the same wheel 6 times was a little bit frustrating for me. You know, it was a 2-minute build, and guess what you've got next week? Exactly the same. But then once things start going in, it's really good.
Yeah, it's like any build. I mean, you have those sort of issues like that, and then but they have a big impact because you put it on and it's like, oh wow. But you've also got some quite intense ones like issue 29.
Oh, issue 29, the issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you get, this is issue 45. That's it. So yeah, I keep putting him back and going, let's not talk about him anymore. Right. Okay. So that's the two.
What is the quality like of the figurine? Is it good?
Okay. It is a good quality figurine.
I know there's another YouTuber said it was absolutely amazing and the best thing
I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever, but it's good quality. It's very heavy because it's resin. But it's the painting standard is actually pretty good. I would probably say it's I don't think much of his tie, but he does seem to be a little bit better than the Marvel Universe figures. And I'm making a bold statement there. And the Assassin's Creed ones, I don't know if anybody collects either of those two.
Fighter Sweep, can't remember what issue 29 was. Are you joking, or are you being sarcastic, or have you genuinely forgotten?
It was the one where you had to put all these tiny little pipes in, and we decided to put a tiny dab of super glue in them.
I've got it here actually. If you, I don't know if you want to flick the screen really quickly. I can show them.
Not really, no, because this is all about me. Yeah, go on. I wouldn't mind a break actually. So that's issue 29.
Yeah, fitting the there you go. Fitting all those black pipes on the engine, and what else did we do? Oh, there was quite a lot. The taps on here, trying to get the pipe in there, and then the decal stickers. Decal stickers on top of the radiator there. It all really fiddly stuff, but actually it wasn't too bad.
I did enjoy it. I will say I enjoyed it, but that's what I'm about, the fiddly stuff where you have to really think about it.
I mean, I understand how it could have been, very frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all right.
I mean, everybody has a favourite and a worst issue. That was probably my favourite. But equally, I could see why some people might be calling that the worst issue.
Yeah.
Probably for the same reasons that I call it the best. So,
okay. Back to you. Don't forget to sort. I'm done now. So let's see what you're building when you get a minute.
Yeah. As I say, I can't see it on the monitor because my baby computer has decided to it's kind of frozen. It's doing the old buffer circle thing.
Issue 97 of R2 is like that, yeah.
Yeah, so as Chris said, every build has their issue 29, or in the case of the R2, the issue 79.
In fact, actually, Chris, I think the DeLorean issue for that was it in the 40s when we had to do all that wiring on the dashboard? That was the Routemaster issue 29.
Was that the one that Mike Anderson did, and he titled it That Issue?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had to try and trail all the wiring around the dashboard and everything. Yeah. 48, yeah. That was issue 29 of the Routemaster. It was similar.
Right then, Mr. Horlicks, with your big cup of tea. What have we got next?
Okay, so next we're going to... oh, hang on. I don't know if you're showing this or not.
I'm showing you.
Peel the protective backing off one of the protector plates, 47L, inset to the right, and stick in place in the recess on the front of the seat frame, 47J. Repeat to stick a protector plate on the second seat frame.
Okay, well, they're going to be really easy because they've got a little tab there. And they do look like they're the same whichever way round you put them. That's got a square edge, and so we'll give it a little test fit. And that looks like it's going to go absolutely perfect. Now, what I'm going to do, I don't know if that's exactly where it's meant to go, but you can see a little, to me, I'm going to call it a defect in the printing. There's a little line. I'm actually going to push mine right up. That's probably why the line is there, but I'm going to push mine right up to that line just to hide it up a little bit. And I say that probably is why that line is there. And this is probably going to be a one-shot attempt because I can see the backing is made by 3M, which in my experience is a very good, a decent.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah, once that goes on, although I think you get like half a second or so before it sticks firmly, and you also want to just run your finger up it to bring it up to body temperature. There we go.
Oh, World of Wayne just said 91 was the one that brought me to tears. Do you know what? And me, and I'm gonna be really honest. I've lost complete interest in that DeLorean now. It's just the whole thing about it, and and just those flux bands are just horrific. And I want to use the LY, but I don't think I've got the energy or the strength or the mental state to actually undo it all again to do it. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. But yeah, I say this every week, but I wouldn't have done it if I knew how it would have been now.
Right. I have stuck that plate on. I've actually slipped by about 0.5 mil. I don't think it's going to affect that. There's a little tiny bit of an overhang there. I'm going to hope that that's going to be fine. But if it isn't, I'll just have to take that off with something, a Dremel or something.
Yeah.
So,
or I suppose another way you could get around it is you could gently warm it, and then it'll loosen the glue, and you may be able to sort of lift it up and reposition it. If worst case scenario, if you warm it, you should be able to peel it back up.
That one I've actually put on absolutely perfect because I've lined it up there in that corner. So that one probably should have done that the first time. That's funny you say about warming it. I've always been told to warm it to make it stick. Just sort of put your... Right, okay. I mean, at the end of the day, if I leave that, I mean, tomorrow morning, that'll be a lot harder to get off than it will be now. So if there's any mistakes made, you want to rectify that now. Don't leave it till the morning. Okay.
Okay.
So are we happy so far?
Yeah, that's it. And that completes this issue.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, the rear bench seats and footrests will be fitted to the lower deck in the next issue. Okay. Right, fine. So we've got a couple of bits ready. So we're going to have to speculate, aren't we?
Yeah.
We can't.
Oh, I see. Sorry, no, I've just read something about the next week.
Yeah, there's Adrian Langley has very kindly. Is Adrian Langley? I might be getting me Adrian's muddled up. Very kindly has scanned in the magazine for us. But he's done it in 2 sections. So I'm just catching up on the messages. Okay, right. So do you want to have a look at next week first, or do you want to do the speculation?
Let's do next week first, and then that might help with the speculation. So
good point.
It says, I'll show you a picture in a minute, but it says the bench seats and footrests are fitted to the rear of the lower deck, and the front wall of the bus is supplied, along with a fire extinguisher and utility box.
Oh,
that has excited me.
Fighter sweep, I believe it is weekly now. There is definitely an issue coming out next week because it says so on the Facebook thing. So 48 on sale the 16th. So there's definitely one next week, and then it says it'll be weekly from there. Right, so yeah, there's your picture of next week, of next week's issue. I think Adrian has scanned that in too well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
That's a really, really good scan. But we can see where the seats are going, where the footrest. That's beautiful. I want to sit on that. So let's address the issue of, do the things actually match? So we're going to play a little game of guess which seats I installed this week.
Yeah, I can see it.
Are we not matching?
Oh, I don't know. It might be the camera, but I can see a difference.
Well, you've got, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. It is, oh, that's ever so slightly brighter red there.
Yeah, I was looking at the red. I mean, on the camera, the front seat, the first two seats almost look brown, and then they look quite pink. But
yeah. Does that help? I'll just wipe the dust off and it's accumulated. Does that help at all?
yes, it does actually.
Listen, when you're sanding R2D2 and smoking and all sorts, so there is a big dust accumulation. Back left, second in. So would you say, I'm going to put this out to you guys, I know my answer, would you say that that's a significant difference? Would you be happy with that?
By looking at the camera, personally, I would.
You would be bothered?
No, I wouldn't.
Right. What about the others?
It looks okay to me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with that. And it's not a case of taking that'll do approach.
And you know, even if they were very slightly different shades and things, I suppose that's more realistic because you know, you get on a bus, they're filthy. Some seats are worse than others. You know, I don't know.
Well, I semi buy that argument because this is meant to be an out of the factory model, freshly built. However, some people are weathering theirs to make theirs look used, and I equally encourage that as much as anybody else. You know, this one I'm doing, I want to do this as much out of the factory, although it now gives me that scope. I can now say this is a 6-month-old bus. I don't know. Oh, do I? Is that going to go that way? I'm going to make a guess that that's going to go that way. No, I don't think it is. I think it's going to go that way. No, that's definitely not going to fit there. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. I thought I'd lost a part. Right.
Steve Lee, speaking of dust, I bought a face makeup brush. All right, yeah. No, which is really soft haired. And it dusts down the bus brilliant without damaging any of the smaller fragile parts. That is actually a really good idea. Never thought of that.
Do you know what? I don't know why I didn't think of that either. I have actually bought some makeup brushes for the purposes of dry brushing. Right, so I think that's what next week's going to look like. And I think that looks really nice. I think that's added quite a lot to it.
Oh, Stuart Sullivan said, Penny, it has L and R on them.
Yeah, I tried to ignore that one because that would have just made it too easy, wouldn't it, for me? Yeah, again, that's a really simple idea. Love minis. Can use real chewing gum for seats now. Just don't use the whole big blob of it.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, like, yeah, no, that's all right, Steve. And as I say, like, I mean, I use, because I build computers and stuff, well, I have home too, and I've got a paintbrush which I use for cleaning the inside of the computer out with, and I love it. It's always it's one of my essentials in my toolbox.
Right, bear with me one sec. I'm going to be honest with you. We are having a very slight issue this week. There we go. Right.
Oh, you beat me to it.
I beat you to it. Yeah, we're just having a little bit of a troublesome thing in
I was
chat.
waiting to see because I wasn't sure if it was the same, but
Yeah. So guys, I'm going to do the boring bit now. I don't really have any rules on my channel on the chat sections, other than the usual rules of don't be a dick. If you want to promote your channel, that's absolutely fine. You know, it is polite to ask, but I don't really mind. If you just said, oh, do you mind if I just put my channel? Yeah, not a problem. But don't be, you know, if the chat becomes all about your channel or what you're doing or something, it gets a little bit tiresome for everybody. So I'm sorry to have to do that. You know, obviously this is a show for currently 52 people, not one person. And that's how I want to try and keep it. Right. So are there any issues regarding this issue?
no.
I tell you what, sorry, I'm just going to go back. David Fenn has just made a statement that they're so desperate to get 100 subs, it's embarrassing. Do you know what? Since I stopped caring about how many subs that I've got, A, the subs seem to have come quicker, and B, I've enjoyed my channel so much more. I couldn't even tell you how many subs I have. 350. Oh, I think that's... No, it hasn't got it on. Oh, I thought it did.
Yeah, I've lost track of mine. I haven't got a clue. But
yeah,
it's like, you're like me. We do it for enjoyment. We're not doing it for points and who gets the most. And
yeah.
Go
out, be yourself, do what you want to do, and people will like you for what you are. If they don't like, but if people are liking you for what you're pretending to be, then you're doing it all for the wrong reasons, and they're subscribing to you for the wrong reasons. So right, so is everybody happy with that issue? I'm going to leave my seats on the bus like this because if you remember, I recommended putting this somewhere safe, but I've put mine on the bus because nobody has access to my shelf there unless, well, there was actually a close call New Year's Eve when I had rather a lot to drink and I fell over a couple of times. But that's a different matter. That's my once a year drinking. And I did enjoy my strawberries and cream sidekick and my cookies and cream sidekick. Oh, Donny John. Do you know what? I learnt to drive buses in Sheffield. My job before being a bus driver, I lived in Sheffield and I used to get the 69 bus from Sheffield to, I can't remember exactly where it was now, but the end destination was Doncaster. And I remember one time I fell asleep on the bus. I did a night shift in Doncaster and I used to get the bus back to Sheffield and I fell asleep on the bus. And I woke up and I said, it was near the Don Valley Stadium. And I said to the driver, I said, I'm ever so sorry. I said, I think I've gone back to Doncaster and Sheffield. I fell asleep. He said, what, once? He said, you've done it 3 times. So it turns out I'd fallen asleep on the bus. I'd done 3 complete trips on this bus. It was I haven't printed the winning 3D print yet, Chris, because I don't know what you want. So tell me what you'd like and I'll print you something off. Huge model smashed. Oh, I've done. Oh, let me show you something I've bought just for a bit of fun. I was going through eBay looking for. Well, actually, I started off looking for figures. So I'm looking 1 to 12, and my search got more and more expansive. until I was just searching 1 to 12 scale. And I came across a couple of things. You can now buy an R2-D2 and a C3PO model in 1 to 12 scale. And I'm like, should I do it? A 1960s Routemaster with R2-D2 and C3PO on it? What do you reckon? But this is what I bought. I bought myself a model kit. And it actually looks half decent. And I just thought that might look good parked next to the bus. So I'm now actually tempted to go with a corner of a garage as a diorama, and I might get a couple of 1 to 12 scale old cars, like I don't know how old they are, but maybe a Mark I Cortina, dirty it up a little bit and make it look like the bus driver's driven to work, and then, you know.
So did you buy that model before I showed you what I bought, or after?
I did. I've had this about a week.
Oh, okay. I thought you might have got jealous. I thought, right, I'm buying one.
I when I get days off from work, I have a habit of this is why I like working, because I'm too busy to do anything. And when I work, all I do is earn money. When I'm off work, I've got more time at the computer, so I end up spending money, which is why I end up buying stuff that I really don't need. So I'm pretty sure I ordered that just before Christmas, and it came just between Christmas and New Year.
Well, mine were just impulse buys. I saw them on my Facebook Marketplace, and I was like, yeah, I'll have them. £6 each. It was a bargain.
Oh, sorry. Fleetwood J's just brought his 4th figure. I'm aware of 3. So that's going to look really good. So talking of figures, I've asked people to create a backstory. Let me just, I'm going to put my, I forgot what I was going to say. I've put, sorry, words have just gone. Right, I'm going to put the seats on my bus. That way they're nice and safe, and they'll stay there until next week. And I've just dropped one of the seats, but I'm going to leave it. I have a saying, once it's fallen to the floor, it can't fall any further. Right, so I asked people if they could create a backstory for this chappy here, and I have created my backstory. Would you like to hear it?
Yeah, I haven't done it because I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, yeah,
I did actually.
Mentioned it last week.
Yeah, I think I heard you mention it when I watched it back, but obviously I haven't got mine yet. So, because I'm at about the same stage as Donnie John, I think we must have done it around the same sort of time, because I've just built issue 30. So yeah, we're about the same.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at a message. Right, okay, sorry. Yeah, so the backstory for this guy, I liked the way that Fleetwood J had him on the bench waiting for a bus. And I'm calling this guy Di Jones. And he comes from Newport, and I told you how good he is, and I've just noticed a couple of defects there. He's obviously a Welshman, and one of the characteristics, it seems, of well, people from Newport anyway, is that they do stupid things, and then you get the consequences, and it's actually somebody else's fault. So this guy's he's actually waiting outside the Old Bailey. So he's waiting for a bus to take him to the Old Bailey, because he's actually in court on a compensation claim. And what it is, he actually stood too close to the curb, and the bus actually ran over his feet. And he's actually, being part American as well, he's gone for a big compensation claim over the state of his feet, and he's suing London Transport. So that's my little backstory, just for a bit of fun. Complete silence there. The world is stunned. Oh my God, they're going. So that is Di Jones, the idiot who blames everybody else. He comes from Newport. Sorry, I have a very low opinion of Newport today. Well, this week.
Oh, Stuart asked me what I got. I got a Star Trek Voyager and a
oh, sorry, I was meant to put you on, didn't I?
an Independence CV-62. It's like some sort. It's an aircraft carrier. They're really old, but they're all complete.
I think they're brilliant.
So that was the first one.
Italiari are actually a really good brand.
So yeah, they were just cheap, and they're unused. It's all in there with the manual ready to go. So yeah, I thought I'd get that, and yeah, we've got the Star Trek Voyager.
I'm so jealous of that.
Again, it's new in a bag, never been touched. So I just thought, £6. I mean, you know, if you were to buy these new, I mean, I don't actually know how much they would be, but it's going to be.
I think you're looking at 20 to 30 quid usually for a figure for a model these days.
But I was saying to Penny earlier, I'm really nervous because they've got transfers, and they're the ones you have to put in water and start messing around with tweezers. So yeah, I'm quite scared about that. But it was only £6, so if I mess it up, then
yeah, that's the way I look at it.
At least I didn't pay out, you know, lots of money for it. But yeah, we're really looking forward to that. It's just finding time.
I've just given Dave Milne a wave on Facebook just to acknowledge, yes, I did get your message. Oh, Chris Campling, your Lego X-Wing. I haven't caught all of the videos, but oh my God, that's really good. I'm really liking that. Have you seen his X-Wing videos?
No, I haven't. Well, actually, I think I caught one of them, but I haven't caught up on anyone's videos. I've got such a backlog. I've been so busy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna admit, I've only just got round today to watching your latest video, Penny.
Oh God, that's terrible. You should have seen that on Monday.
I know.
Why have you waited till today?
I know, it's bad, isn't it? But that's the good thing with YouTube. They don't go anywhere.
Yeah. Even the Twitch live bills, they don't go anywhere either, but they do. Oh, excuse me. I think part of Twitch is participating in the stream, isn't it? Yeah. Do you know what? There's a couple of part works that get brought up every single, virtually every single live build. X-Wing is one of them, and I'll let the others get brought up as well. Mr. Bingley. Oh, I remember Bradford and Bingley. I remember the adverts on TV as well. Yeah. So Bradford and Bingley Building Society has collapsed. So Mr. Bingley now has to take the bus because he had to sell his Jag. I like that. That might be one of the best backlog stories anyone could come up with. But if the Bradford and Bingley Building Society has collapsed, where does he now work? That would be my question, because he obviously doesn't work for the buildings for Bradford and Bingley. So have you thought of anything, Horlicks? Any stories for you?
No, not until I need to actually see him in the flesh. So I'll give you something to look forward to in a few issues' time.
Yeah, put him in your hand and sort of let him tell you his story.
Yeah. And it depends, you know, mine might have a defect, so it might have a hand missing. So, you know, that'll change the story completely.
Of course it will, yeah.
Or it might have a foot missing or leg snapped or anything. His head might have fallen off.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, Mr. Bingley is going to be working for Santander because they bought out Bradford and Bingley. So he's got a bit of a Spanish touch to him now, is he? So he works for the council, but his wife is ashamed, so sends him out in a suit. Do you know what? That's a little bit like that guy in the Full Monty. You know, they lost their jobs, but he goes out every day and pretends to work. Can I tell you a naughty joke about the council? It's not really naughty, but it's just a bit. So this, I'll tell you anyway. So this guy applies for this job at the council, and he has this interview, and the interviewer asks him a few questions, and he says, "Have you got any allergies?" So the man says, "Oh, I'm allergic to caffeine, so I can't drink coffee or eat chocolate or anything like that." And they went, "Oh, okay, fair enough then." He said, "Have you got any what's your work history?" So he says, "Well, I'm ex-army." He says, "Oh, wonderful then. Yeah, you'll get extra points for being public service and that." He says, "Have you got any disabilities?" He says, "Well, yes and no. Depends on how you look at it." He goes, "I was out in the Falklands, and I stepped on a landmine. Not Falklands, Afghanistan. Sorry." He goes, I stepped on a landmine and I blew my testicles off." So the man at the council says, "Oh, wonderful disability. You're absolutely perfect. Can you start Monday?" He says, "Yeah, certainly." So he says, "Well, look, normally the hours of operation are 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon." He says, "But do you want to come in at 10 o'clock?" So the man says, "Well, yeah, I'll come in at 10. He says, "But I'm intrigued. Why don't you want me to come in at 8 o'clock? He says, "Well, this is the council. We come in at 8 o'clock. We drink coffee and we just scratch our balls for 2 hours. No point you being there for that, is there?"
Oh, dear.
That's a joke you got, Horlicks.
Yeah, that's bad. I know, I'm really bad at jokes and I hate it. It's just my
Oh,
brain.
Lucas, I feel terrible. You're making our bases. Right. I've lost my tape measure, but my shelf. I'll tell you what, Lucas. I'll take some measurements. I've put my bus on my shelf at an angle just so I can get more things on, but it is pretty much the length of that shelf. It's about 3 foot across. But I'll try and find the measurements.
Yeah, I was going to say. I mean, the. I don't know if you can see my shelf.
Let me lock it onto you.
My Routemasters only just really fits on the shelf. There's a little gap either side, so just I suppose as long I've got my tape measure to hand, I've got an opening of. Sorry, I work in centimeters. Well, 74 no longer than 74 centimeters, but just pretty much the length of the bus, really, and then that should fit. And then obviously, I don't know if anyone's already noticed, I've had a bit of a sort out on my shelf today, and I've got my R2D2 sitting proudly up here.
Love him. And your little VW camper van.
Yeah, I've had to reposition those, and it looks a bit silly though because I've got this big gap here. What a waste of space. The only thing I can do is sort of cut the shelf in half.
Or you can put something a little bit taller on there, like, I don't know, a rocket ship like Apollo 11.
Yeah, what I thought I could do was like, well, yeah, I could hang something, or I could thought about cutting the shelf to sit on here, and then the other half of the shelf to prop it up, and then screw it in, and then I'll have like a little box here, and then a little space up the top.
I've got an idea for you.
Or I can just leave
part challenge, part build. Why don't you build an R2D2 with your 3D printer, but do it half size? With the challenge being that you can make it look as good as, if not better than, the D'Agostini one.
I could do, but some of them parts might be, I don't know. Do you reckon it'll come out all right?
Well, we'd obviously research it first. There's a couple of good Facebook groups where you can ask. I mean, the number of times I've asked a question and I've gone, stupid question, but blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And one of the first responses is always, no such thing as a stupid question. The only stupid question is one that hasn't been asked. So, you know, and that's, yeah, what about C3PO? I reckon a 1 to 4 scale one would work on that. Actually, I've got a project for you.
All these projects, Penny, I've got too many.
No, I've got the perfect one for you. C3PO's head. Just a head. And you can put some electronics in, get some lights in the eyes, and then get some voice samples, sound samples in there, and then get a few wires, and we'll hang the wires off the neck to make it look like. And then you could dress up as a Wookiee and hold the head in your arms and recreate one of the scenes from. Is it? Oh, there you go. World of Wayne. Yoda would fit perfect in there. That's your project. That's one that I was looking at doing, full-sized Yoda. It's actually a really simple project.
Yeah, I could do that. Although, I mean, I suppose I'm not. I suppose I'm not even restricted. I mean, it's not a very good shelf. This is just an Argos cheapie. I've bolted together.
Looks
but
good to me.
I could get a bigger one, I suppose. But yeah, certainly. Yeah, I'll have to make that a little project to find something then to. But yeah, I'm thinking just maybe cut this in half, the shelf, stick it together like that.
Yeah.
And then
and make smaller shelves.
Then I'll just have like a box, a cube in here to leave these in, but then I'll still have a bit of a shelf at the top, depending on what I do. So I won't rush and cut it until I know what I want to put in there.
Yeah. Love Minis has asked, do they make clear PLA? Yes, they do. I've actually got some. It's a little bit awkward to work with, or maybe it's just my printer. I tell you what, if anyone has a 3D printer and you order from, well, I always get samples. They send me samples. These are all free. Look at this one. This is amazing. That's an orange. But yeah, every time I order filament, I order a free sample, and there we go. There's some clear in there. I got sent. I've done a video. 3D filler print sent me some absolutely amazing filament. It's really expensive, but it's green wood. Did I show you the picture, Horlicks, on Facebook?
Yeah.
But I can't show you what I printed because I've actually given it away.
Yeah, I'd say
this filament is
any color you want. Pretty much, the sky's the limit, isn't it, when it comes to filament? I mean, some amazing colors I've seen that I really want to get my hands on.
Yeah,
and I don't even have a plan to print anything with it. It's just the fact that I just like the color and I just want to build something with it.
Yeah, well, this is I'm finding it on Facebook actually. I printed off. Oh. Right, so if you had wood filament, what would you print with it, guys? And then I'll show you what I printed with it. And I actually gave it to my supervisor at work. Doesn't hurt to give your supervisor prints when you're looking for overtime. So this is what I printed with it. Unfortunately, it's only a picture on a mobile phone, but I did a baby Groot and it turned out absolutely amazing. It feels and looks like MDF. It's like I got like liquid MDF and squished it together in a mold, and that was what came out. I was really, really happy with that. I might actually do another one.
Yeah. I printed one and I just did it in white, and I gave that to someone at work because they wanted to paint it. But yeah, I wanted to print another one of those. And that's sort of when I nearly first met you. I was asking you some tips on paint.
Yes.
And trying to get the wood effect, but that filament's perfect. It's a really good base to start.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm loving the filament I used because it's a nice general purpose one, and obviously you start getting into specialists. You want to use a pen to. That'd be interesting to see. And of course, the great thing about snowflakes is that every snowflake is individual. So if you can't get two snowflakes identical, well, then that's perfect.
Well, they
Maybe,
say, but I don't think that's fact.
I don't know because
I mean, no
how
one
would
has
you prove
actually.
that two snowflakes are identical or they're not identical?
That's what I mean. I mean, they say that there's no two the same, but there could be. I mean, I can't see someone looking at every single snowflake that fell, so they can't prove otherwise. So it's one of those things that's in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know. I just one of those things that it baffles me so much. I don't think about it. Um, yeah. So I haven't got any updates on anything really. I'm still waiting for some electronics to come through from China to get on with the owl, which I'm a bit disappointed that it's frustrating because I got this list of electronics that and it came from AliExpress, which in my experience is quite slow. And I've actually ordered stuff from Banggood after I ordered it from other stuff from AliExpress, and all the stuff from Banggood has all arrived. In fact, 2 weeks ago I ordered some more LEDs, some five mil LEDs, and they arrived. Not very well packaged, to be honest with you, but they've arrived. And
What is the
well,
normal delivery time for AliExpress? Because I've actually never ordered with them, but I made an order the other day with
well,
them,
I
and it was
think
dispatched like the next day.
um,
But
I think AliExpress works in the same way that Amazon does, which is that they're a collection of sellers. So no two sellers are the same, but usually they quote about 45 days or 45 working days. And if I remember rightly, I'll bring this down because I don't know if everyone's seen it. I bought this Lepin. Oops, come on. Oh, I bought this Lepin VW Beetle, and I think that took about 4 weeks to arrive. Um, Very happy with it, but I say it took about 4 weeks to come. So that's apparently that's quite normal. God, that's dusty. So yeah, consider that if you're ever into Lego building.
yeah, I
Actually,
still need to
I'm
get
gonna
some.
bring these down because I haven't shown these off in quite a while now. I don't know why I put that up there. I meant to get rid of that. That's the Assassin's Creed. I started collecting Assassin's Creed and then I just decided, no, I'm actually all about making. So this is authentic Lego. This is my mini. Sorry, you probably can't see it too well. And there we go. It's got a little picnic basket in the back with a little picnic rug. And now it's all falling apart. Okay, so no picnics. There we go. So it comes with a little bottle of water. It comes with a piece of cheese, two pieces of cheese. You've got to have your cheese and your bread, a French stick, and a couple of wine glasses. Sorry, that's a bit dark there, isn't it? That's just made it worse.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
brilliant.
didn't
I
know
like that.
Banggood has a UK warehouse. Um, but Banggood just seems to be a lot quicker, and you can pay extra money and have it delivered quicker. But usually, what I'm trying to do, because most of the electronics that I'm buying are for 3D print projects, so I don't necessarily need. Sorry, I just noticed that. No, it hasn't. Sorry. I don't necessarily need the electronics today. So I'm usually in a position where I'm able to wait 2 weeks for it. But I think it's because I want to get on with this owl, and I can't because I can't figure it out. The instructions aren't, but it's a real challenge. Even the author has admitted that. And, it's just, do you mind if I pull him out, World of Wayne? See, I haven't actually started releasing any of the YouTube videos yet because I can't really release anything because I still don't know what I'm doing. But what I've been working on is the wings. I've now got the servos in place with the servo holders. It took me all night to figure that one out. And I just need to put a little rod in so that'll make the wings go. And you see I've got the servo wires there. I've got the bearings to come so that the legs can go in properly. This part here, I've actually had to cut it out because it's the only way I could figure out how to do it. I've got the base looks amazing. I've made this base for it, but what I've done is I've taken it's a bird perch, but I flattened the top so that the feet are going to go on. I'm going to put a rod through so that the legs go in through the rod. But that's roughly how big he's going to be. So I don't know if I've taken on too much there, but I've just had to bag bits up. Like there's his feet, there's all his head work. I can't even work out how the head works yet. And this is his eyes, I think, all in there. And there's still loads of bits that I haven't printed off yet. But I'm getting there. It's literally a case of just having to sit there and play with it, print all the bits off. And I think what I'm going to see with R2D2, as you can see, I've been able to video it, and I'm printing as I go. I've got the next 2 layers done. And I'm actually able to release videos. Most of it still hasn't been printed, but I'm able to do videos because I can document the beginning. I think what I'm going to have to do with this owl is print all of the pieces off. Once I figure it all out, then start work on it and then film it. So it'll probably actually be physically finished, probably by the time you've seen it, video number 2, but that's the way it's going to have to be. One other thing I printed today, and I thought this came out really well. I've had problems with my printer, and I think I figured it all out now. This is pretty much hot off the press. But I did notice when I was quite often you put the pieces together and they're really unstable until you've actually fixed one layer in permanently. And I noticed that there was a big gap, and I've got my baby, I call it my baby R2, which is just an alarm clock. But obviously they've cut the middle bit out to put the time in. And that's where what do you call them? Utility arms.
Yeah.
And of course, that's where the gaps are. So I've printed these pieces off today, funnily enough. I haven't printed the actual arms off, but they look brilliant. You can see you've got the bits for the working, so they'll pop out. This didn't come out perfect. I'm going to have to reprint it. But the top bit, it's going to go in something like that. But I found out this actually needs to be blue. Quite often I'll look at the files and I can't figure them out what they are. And then I print all the files out. And then once I've got the pieces in front of me, I'm like, right, okay, it makes sense now. And this didn't make sense until I actually printed it off. But this bit is the bit that goes near the top, which is this bit there. So that needs to be blue. Well, it's going to be painted blue. However, it's very, very weak here. Oh, there, sorry. There we are, there. And what I've done is I printed a wall width of two or three lines. Because it goes up on such a sharp angle, what it means is that each wall is stuck together just by a little bit. You see where my fingers are. Whereas if I had, say, a wall height of width of, say, 4, it would connect more like that. So you see you've got about 3 or 4 lines point of contact. So I've got to reprint this, so I might as well reprint it in blue. So tonight I'm actually going to be reprinting these. I may not actually reprint this because this one's come out really, really well. But I'm going to do the utility arms as well. Then I'm going to work out the workings for it. So maybe within a couple of weeks, I may actually have a proper working part, which will be these parts. So I'll have little arms that will go whoop, 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 whoop. So, yeah. So what have you been working on, Horlicks, apart from life?
Nothing really. Obviously, we finished R2 the other day, so that's all good.
That was brilliant. I really enjoyed. Thank you so much for inviting me onto your show.
No, that's all right. Yeah, I've had a little play with that, and I don't know, some of you that have got a sharp eye, this has got a massive gap in it now. But I've took some advice and I've extended the foot out because it wasn't happy on the carpet, but now it glides around lovely. So I had to move that, and I've had a little play with him and that, and now it's just on the shelf really. And that's it. I've got, as I said to you earlier, Penny, I wanted to try. I've never done it before, and this it's called diamond art or something. Love Minis may know what I'm talking about, perhaps. And basically, it's just like this canvas, and it's got loads of tiny little numbers on, letters, and it's double-sided. It's got like sticky on it, and then inside you get like loads of tiny little weeny beads, and they're all numbered, and you literally individually stick them on to the relevant numbers. And this picture is actually, I can show you, it's actually Titanic. And I just thought, do you know what, I want to have a go. So once it's done, it should look really, really nice. So yeah, I thought
Really good.
I thought I'd try doing that, and I've actually ordered 2 more from when we were talking about AliExpress. They were quite cheap there, and you'll love this. I mean, they're only small ones to start with, but I've ordered this design, which is disappeared. These 3 campers.
So what are they, cross stitches?
They're well, it's a diamond. It's a diamond kit, basically.
Okay, so pretty much the same thing as that Titanic.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you get all your beads, and then you stick them on with there's your beads there, and then you get all your tools and stuff.
So they've just put cross stitch, probably just to pick up the cross stitch market. You might be doing a search for cross stitch.
Yeah, perhaps. Okay. I did think that was a bit odd. And I've also bought this one.
Very nice.
And I thought I'd do that. That's a full diamond one, so that's going to take a long time to do, because if you think every little tiny square, every little tiny square has got to be,
what's that, 10,140 something pieces.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it would just be something fun to do. I'm not sure if Love Minis have seen this before, but I just really fancied trying it really, and I find things like that really relaxing. I mean, I do a lot of adult colouring as well, and I must admit, it's a bit boring, but I've got a little bit of an obsession. I've got this full of
with an obsession.
This is all full of adult colouring books. So I collect these from the shop sometimes, and they're not even. I haven't even done any of them yet. And then Christmases. People know that I like this, so for Christmas, like last year, I got the Assassin's Creed adult colouring book,
Oh, very nice.
with loads of different designs in,
Guns.
and I've obviously got the PlayStation one, and I have actually done one in here. Actually, to be fair, I started the front page. Not very great, but I've been trying to practice like some of the shading
Oh,
and stuff.
nice. Yeah, I've noticed you've done some shading.
But yeah, I've got some really nice pictures actually, but I don't know where they are. But yeah, no. So I've been doing. I love doing things like that. Like it lets you unwind.
It kind of takes your mind to a different place, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I did cross stitch years ago, and you can just hours will just disappear, and you're in your own little bubble, and nothing else in the world matters.
No.
I'm not really into them so much now. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a way to just sort of, I suppose it's almost like meditation, isn't it?
Yeah, well, but that's it. Once you, I mean, it's like anything. Once you start doing it, and you just get engrossed. But these are what I did last year. No, 6th of January 2017. That was one I coloured in.
That's really nice.
And I
like that.
I just got 3 pencils and thought I'm going to do like a 3-tone one. So I literally just used 3 pencils. So well, I'll tell a lie, 4 because I did the blue eye. But and then I did this one, which was like red and purple.
That's nice. I really like that.
And I did another one, which was December last year. A line. Yeah. So I just sit and
you are more artistic than you make out, aren't you?
Well, I couldn't draw it freehand or anything, but and there's a few more here. Just 2 more. Just practiced.
I like that.
Just random designs. I mean, these colouring books have just got weird stuff, but I just like the way they just come to life when you've done them.
Yeah, they just look like line scribbles, don't they, to start with, and then you colour them in. But it's also your interpretation.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, I just enjoy doing them. So I thought, I sometimes sit and do them of an evening. And you know what? I've never known how different colouring pencils are. I've been through. I've literally bought hundreds of colouring pencils, and they either don't feel right, they're too scratchy, they haven't got enough colour dispersion. There's so many factors to a good colouring pencil.
So it's pretty much like a colouring pencil to you is like paints to me.
Yes.
You can get 2 different brands, they do the same colour, but whereas I might like this particular brand, somebody else might like a different brand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
And it's really interesting. And if I'm really, really honest, so far I've tried expensive. Wasn't too keen. WH Smith's, their own brand, in a tin. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So that's the way forward. So if anyone wants to start doing colouring, WH Smith own brand pencils are the way forward, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, WH Smiths aren't awful, are they?
No,
they're not the cheapest, but they're a little bit cheaper than big brands, but they're not awful.
No.
Couple of comments that have caught my eye. Fleetwood J has said that he's got mental health issues, and the Routemasters diorama and the VW Camber are his escape from life, which is brilliant. I think that's what these part works are about.
Yeah.
We all lead our own lives. We all have our varying degrees of stress within our life, but we can come home at the end of the day and we can just chill out doing something that we love.
Yeah.
Chris Davies would love to have a go at a 3D printer. I'll tell you what, Chris, if I win the lottery, I will buy you a 3D printer. Although it'd have to. Oh, that reminds me, I got a mystery £30 put in my bank account today. Turns out I won the lottery last weekend. So I was very happy with that. But I'd need more than £30 to buy you a 3D printer, Chris.
I can top that. Well, it's not me, but as I said to you earlier, like my friend Lorraine at work, she was almost in hysterics. So I went, basically, I got a new bed yesterday, so she was binning it, and nothing wrong with it, but it's one of those gas lift ones where you can store stuff underneath. Anyway, I went round there, and they're both looking at me like in shock, and they entered a competition for. Bearing in mind they're like, I think Lorraine's like 59, 60. They're knocking on, and that's what I say. They're knocking on. But no, they were in shock, and they entered a competition for they renewed their car insurance or something. They entered a competition to win a car, and they had a phone call to say they won this car. And it's
Really?
I still can't get over it myself. But they have won a brand new this year Vauxhall Grandland X, which is. Do you know what? The car looks amazing. It's got like loads of toys in it, and I'm just trying to see if I can get a picture. But they've won this car, and
Wow,
they're still in
just
shock.
for renewing their car insurance.
Yeah, they entered the competition, didn't think they were going to get it, and they had a phone call saying you've won the car. Here it is. Show you a picture. Yeah, they've won one of these.
Oh wow!
And it just looks really nice. Yeah, it's a Grandland, the new Grandland X. It starts from 23,410. So they've basically won 25 grand.
What's that guy doing? Kicking the bonnet boot even?
No, you wave your leg under the back, and then the boot opens.
Oh wow!
So when you've got your hands full,
you can just go wave, wave, wave.
Yeah.
Boot opens.
It just looks lovely car, and it's got that's the inside.
Wow.
It's got I don't know, wireless charging for your phone. It's got a good sound system in it with subwoofers, and it parks itself as well.
Oh right, okay. See, I don't know if I could trust that.
You'd push a button and it'll reverse into a space.
Yeah, I don't know if I could like that. I really don't.
But but no, she's scared. She's excited she's won the car, and I can't believe she's won the car. I'm shocked for it. I feel like I've won it. But because these things,
you don't get to drive it.
No, she said I can go around and give it a test drive because she needs me to show him how to use it.
Right.
She's like, oh, you'll have to come around and give us a drive in it and tell us what everything does. But no, that she's quite scared about it because it's quite big, and she's just got a Peugeot 206 or something. Right. So this is obviously, But yeah, bless her. So yeah, I'm excited for her. But I think they might. I don't think they're going to keep it. I'm not sure. They're a bit dubious about keeping it, so they might go and send it back and get Vauxhall to buy it back off them and use the money for something else.
Yeah. Oh, bless. Really nice though.
But it's nice to see because you hear about people winning these things. Oh yeah, whatever. But something like that, it just makes you think. Actually, it is possible, and now when I see a competition, I might think twice about entering it. I might think, actually, I will.
I think I've seen it said before that entering competitions, it's a numbers game. Yeah. If you entered 100 competitions or 200 competitions, you're going to win one of them. And you get these people; they enter every single competition going, and they win. Fridge freezers, cruisers, holidays, cars, money, all sorts.
Yeah.
And if you entered enough competitions, you could possibly make a living out of it. But it's just a numbers game.
Well, it's like that thing. I mean, I think it's ridiculous, and there's no need for it. But like the gadget show,
yeah,
you win all that stuff. You win like 20 40-inch tellies and 6
Yeah.
games consoles and 100 cameras. And what would you do with it all?
You could sell off of it, wouldn't
Sell
you?
it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think that's a bit mad. Mind you, I mean, I wouldn't moan if it all got delivered. I mean, I need to rent a
You
bigger
need to
house.
take the week off just to sort through the delivery.
Yeah. But
Donnie Johns asked me about bus driver of the year. Funnily enough, I'm going to sound awful. The only places I've ever worked at, well, actually, I've never really been at one depot for more than a year. Normally, you've got to have a year under your belt before you can enter the competitions. And the only place I'm looking at staying long term at is where I am now, and they don't do driver of the year. So, but yeah, I've always wanted to enter that, but apparently it's really, really hard because it's not just driving and going through obstacles. Because a lot of drivers, they make me laugh. It's like when we were at Norwich and people used to go, they'd ask them to reverse the bus back, and they'd go, "No, can't reverse it." It's like, what? Did they not teach you to go backwards? And in all fairness, reversing a bus back is, sorry, Chris, I will come to you, Chris. Reversing a bus is actually really easy, because if you're reversing a bus and parking it next to a bus that's identical to your own bus, all you have to do is just keep reversing it back until your driver's cab chair is level with the driver's cab chair on the bus next to you.
or
And
you
then
hit the bus, or you hit the bus shelter behind you.
you hit the bus shelter. Yeah. Yeah. The crash bang wallop is a giveaway. But, you know, it's, you find a point where you're level. So yeah, no, Chris, the chair, I got to be honest with you, I don't like it. But it was 20 quid. I had no chair. Given a choice between no chair and a £20 chair, the only advantage is that it's a material, like a cloth material, whereas the other chair was like plastic. So I used to sweat a lot on my legs. That's why I used to put a towel down, and I'd be sitting there for hours, and my legs, I'd get up and my back and my pajamas were really wet from where I've sweated. So at least this cloth one is a little bit better for that sense, but it just feels so basic.
Yeah, I bought one when my original chair broke. I bought one of the. I didn't like to say the other day, but I bought. I think it was like 19 quid in Argos,
Yeah,
and I had it about a day. I couldn't sit on it. It was like sitting on a bit of wood.
yeah, it is. It's
But
really uncomfortable
I
by
got this chair.
comparison.
This bright orange and black chair was like
Yeah,
25, 30 quid on eBay,
really.
and I
See,
love
that's
it.
what I need to look at.
It's so comfy.
Yeah, I don't think it's that my chair's uncomfortable. I think it's where I've got used to something. I mean, that
Yeah,
was an executive chair I had. It was about 150 quid from Staples, and that was in the sale. So I think it's just you get used to something, don't you? And then when
yeah.
that's gone, you're like unhappy.
Mm.
Fleetwood J is off. To be honest with you, I'm not long behind either.
It's 10
Um,
o'clock, so yeah, I suppose we could.
I've had too many nights where I've been watching Madam Secretary, and it's kind of been affecting how much sleep I have in the daytime, or at night time. So yeah, I've had a couple of late nights.
Yeah,
But
me too. Trying to assemble a bed yesterday. It's one,
oh, but
so it's one of those gas lift beds. There was hundreds of parts, but no manual, and a big bag of screws, and there wasn't any two screws the same. So I wasn't.
that sounds a little bit like what I'm going through with Bubo the Owl. I've got all the bits. I just don't know what to do with them. I will figure it out, but
Yeah,
it's not easy. So I also need to look up unicorns on Thingiverse, see if I can come up with anything nice. And I've also got 2 utility arms to print off. So bad joke for you. I was halfway through. Oh, sorry, Chris. I did read that earlier on. I read that. It's actually quite funny. I was halfway through eating a horse the other day, and I thought to myself, I'm not as hungry as I thought. So yeah, well done, Chris. So next week we are doing. Can't tell you because I can't find the magazine. So we're going to be putting those seats on by the looks of things.
Yeah.
The front wall of the bus is supplied along with a fire extinguisher. Now, do we have high expectations? Because the small details have been really, really good on the build. Things like the little stickers that we had.
Yeah.
And all the little taps and the things. They're very, really well detailed for the scale. So
I reckon we'll be in for some cool stuff.
do you think? I think where they keep setting the bar very, very high on some of these parts. Dave, I'm sorry. I do remember seeing something about a V blog, but I've lost it now. Would you post it again?
Oh, I saw that. I meant to mention. Dave knows someone who wants to start a vlog and is asking for recommendations on a camera, a fairly cheap but good camera. And I was going to ask, are you talking about a web camera, or are you talking about like an SLR type camera, you know, or digital camera? What sort of camera do you think? Because I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, you'll know more about DSLR cameras, Penny, than me, 'cause you've got one. I've never had one, so I wouldn't know. But I've just got a Logitech camera, which is the one you've got, actually, Penny.
Yeah, I love my little Logitech cam. I've got the 930 and the 920.
That's it. I've got the 930, the 1080p one. But
if you've got a digital DSLR, you can actually buy some software called Sparko. I'm sure it's called Sparko or something like that. And what that basically does is it turns your DSLR into a webcam. However, going right down, there's nothing wrong with a mobile phone. You can get some pretty good images with a mobile phone, and start with what you've got. So if all you've got is a mobile phone, make videos with the mobile phone, see how it goes, and then build it up. And then it's quite nice to see your travels. Your early blogs are quite poor quality by comparison, and they get better and better. And just build it up. I think so long as the image is at least mostly clear, I think you get followers because of what's there, not because of the quality of the video.
Obviously, Dave's got a DSLR, but that'd be too expensive for him.
Yeah,
it's difficult. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about DSLRs, but I think, I mean, I don't know if there is is there a budget DSLR that's really cheap, that's good? I suppose it comes back to you pay for what you get.
I mean, you can pick up a digital camera now for 20-30 quid, so you can always record on that. To be honest with you, if you've got a contract phone,
that's
most
better.
of them have video on them. Yeah,
my mobile shoots, I think 4K video. I've got the Samsung S9, the latest one. But this shoots better than any of these cameras. It blows me out of the water when I've done a film.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I haven't done any for a while, but I've done a couple of videos called Meanwhile Back at Work, and where I've just been taking clips of something on a mobile phone, and then I've just stitched them all together. I also did one about a 250 sub competition for a friend of mine. I was recording people going bazaar. That was all done on the mobile phone. I just find it easier to do everything on the computer. But obviously, if all you've got is a mobile, just take your clips on your mobile phone, then upload them to the computer, then put them through some video editing software. And there's plenty of video editing software out there that's free. You quite often see a lot of people doing YouTube videos, and you see in the corner, usually round about there, it'll say like powered with something or another, something Vinny something. Do you know the ones I mean, Horlicks?
I think, yeah, I think
It's where
so.
people are using software which is
Like
either
free.
trial limited or light version. And
Yeah. It's a bit
not
like another YouTuber. I think every time the video comes up, it says Power Director right along.
that's it, Power Director.
But
That's
then I don't understand why that's on there, because I mean I use Power Director myself, and I haven't got any watermarkings or
have
anything.
you bought a license for your Power Director?
Might have done.
See, I had
I can't comment on that. No comment.
okay. I use Wondershare Filmora for my videos. Now, I have one video which I made as a trial, and for free of charge, it allows you to make a video of up to so many minutes, and it has like a watermark on it, and that's quite typical with free versions of software. But I was using another one called Lightbox or something, but it just decided to stop working on my computer, so I switched to something else. But I'm really happy with Wondershare. But you as you progress, anyway, what I'm basically saying is, sorry, just bear with me. I'm seeing. Sorry, I've just looked at something else. He has a good phone, but his mum asked me about a camera. Right, okay. Best thing I would do as a start point, go on to Google, see if I can find you something. This is what I would do. Right, I'm going to take over the screen now. Right, so here we are on Google. What term should we put in? Best budget digital camera. So what are we looking at? About 70 quid. Top. There we go. Top best budget cheap compact cameras. All right, so we've got Canon PowerShot. And then we have a look at that on Amazon. Oh, that's not budget. I wouldn't call £208 budget. But basically, have a look at what websites are recommending. I've heard of that Lumix. Apparently, that's really good, isn't it? Entry-level pocket zoom camera. 12 times optical zoom, built-in image stabilization, built-in Wi-Fi. I reckon that'd probably be quite expensive then. It is actually. Okay.
I've heard it all now.
What's that?
Built-in Wi-Fi.
My camera's got built-in Wi-Fi.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I suppose it's handy for transferring. I suppose you can transfer your pictures over via Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, you can actually remotely control it with your tablet. So, say for example, you want to get a close-up shot of, say, some birds. Set your camera up on a small tripod right next to a pond. And then what you can do is you can actually like put some food or something down, and then you can walk away. So they're not actually drawn by, you're not scared by the presence of a human.
Right.
You go and hide up in the bushes, and you're sitting there watching it on your tablet. You can go and take all the pictures.
Oh, okay, Roger Kendall. Sorry, Roger Kendall's off now. Thanks for our knowledge. It's amazing. No, that's all right. Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
no,
so
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some really good features.
Everything's Wi-Fi, isn't it? Even our new washing machine's Wi-Fi, and it's,
yeah. The only trouble with my camera having Wi-Fi is if you've got that Wi-Fi turned on, it really does drastically reduce the battery life. seriously reduces it.
I mean, I don't know why they don't just. I mean, next they'd be making an e-cigarettes Wi-Fi, so you can just leave it downstairs and
smoke it
through the network. It's just, oh, I don't know.
So maybe you can. Well, people want data these days, don't they? It's like when I used to go running. Yes, I used to go running. I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I used to have I had it on my mobile phone. It would actually track where I ran and how fast I ran and how many calories and yeah. No, sorry. Going back to the main thing here. James, I will look out for that email. It'll pop up shortly. You find that most cameras will take video shots, but you'll find that on cameras, the video will be limited to 30 minutes because if it's capable of taking a video longer than 30 minutes, it's actually classed as a camcorder, and that's a different taxation band. So they always restrict it to less than 30 minutes. Otherwise, the cost would just drastically go up. But yeah, most people are buying a camera because they're into photography, and people are buying camcorders because they're into videos. But it just depends on how you want to do it. I mean, I'm looking at using my camera as a video because the quality is absolutely amazing compared to my webcam. But it's no good. It's not as good for live streaming. But yeah, just go for it and just whatever he's got. But start off with a mobile phone. World of Mike Anderson, he does all of his videos on a mobile phone, and quality wise, they're not actually that bad. But how many times have you gone, yeah, I'm not going to subscribe to that channel because I really don't like the quality of the video? Usually the reason you don't subscribe is because you don't like the channel content. So yeah, night everybody. There you go. Chris uses the iPad. So I mean, obviously you always go within your budget for what you have. I've built my equipment up over the last couple of years. It's got a little bit better than where it was, but my first videos were done using the internal camera on the laptop. So that's how bad some of mine were. But you can only go with what you've got. So guys, I am going to draw this show to a close. Thank you everyone for watching. It's nice to see more people coming in again. Obviously, we've had that awkward Christmas where our streams weren't really about the build, but and then obviously figures were really low last week because Horlicks wasn't here. That's what it is, No Horlicks, no viewers.
No, don't be silly.
No, it's so yeah, right, I will respond to emails and things, and yeah, so yeah, so take care everybody. I'm now going to disappear, so it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from Horlicks.
Yep, see you all next week for an exciting. I'm looking forward to next week, actually. So yeah, see you all next week. Take care.
See you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.